So welcome to the Institute for Democracy in Higher Education, the map for political learning. This scenario is basically designed to orient or give ideas to campus associations like ADP, Trunken, APLU, or others who are interested in broad democratic participation and political learning processes as part of the higher ed experience. When you first come to the map, this will be the default view. You can see the active layers on the legend here. I encourage you to check out the basic tutorial videos prior to this if you want to get more functionality of the map. But this is more to demonstrate the possibilities of how you might use the map if you're if you're an association looking at sort of the landscape of political learning on campus or getting some insights into basic political electoral related activities. So one thing you might want to start with is just getting a sense of what campuses or what the distribution of campuses that are both in and out of our national study for learning, voting, and engagement. So we'll click on the content button. I'm going to unclick the state layer there as well as this institution of higher ed. So we can just have a look at where we have campuses that are currently enrolled in the NSOLVE study, the over 900 campuses currently in the study, but where there are lots of other campuses that could potentially be part of the study. So the stars are campuses in the study, and the hollow gray circles are potential sites where campuses could join the study and are kind of in a distribution area that we're looking for. So you can see there's a cluster here in the northeast, a little bit of cluster in the southeast. We have a lot of room for growth and development in the middle part of the United States as well as in the West Coast. So you as an association might want to initially focus on, say, where there's a lot of NSOL campuses because somehow those campuses have articulated an interest in electoral work and voting on campus as one area and political learning on campus as one area of activity. So when we zoom in a little bit, we can see New York State, Vermont, New Hampshire, parts of Maine, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, maybe not quite into Pennsylvania or Western New York State, but this area right here. So this might be an area to concentrate resources of recruitment, getting folks involved in activities that you have planned. We can also come to the content area and click on this table icon. It might take a little bit of time for the table to show up, but this will bring up a spreadsheet type table of all of the campuses this uh, in this layer, indicated whether or not they're part of the NSOLVE study or not, and some basic information about each campus. It does take a little while for this table to pop up, but now you can see it. You can see all of the types of campuses. They're alphabetized by state, and you can kind of do some modifications here. And then I am not sure, we'd have to look to see if you can print this up or not, but you can at least get more of a table view here if you want to kind of see everything at a glance in a table view. But this might be a visual demonstration just to get, or say you want to actually increase some political participation of campuses, and the NSOLVE study might be a way in which you want to do that. You could find areas or regions of the country where there are these sort of hollow dots and think about recruitment strategies and using these NSOLVE reports that the Institute for Democracy and Higher Education create as a way to incentivize campuses to start engaging in political learning on campus. So that's one way you can use this data. You can also look at institution types by their Carnegie classification. So you can got to get a sense if you're mostly interested in community colleges or two-year associate degree colleges versus, master's degree colleges. If we come to the legend, we'll see the colors correspond to different basic Carnegie classifications. You might be interested in places where there was high voter turnout at the congressional district level in 2014. So you might want to think like, oh, there's some room for either there's highly engaged political activity on campus or by 18 to 29-year-olds specifically, and that might be a good place to do outreach or programmatic effort. Or it might be a low politically engaged location, but there are a number of campuses there, and there's a way to kind of work with member associations. So that's another way. Here we have the congressional districts. It's slowly drawing itself, but when it's fully drawn. We'll see the congressional districts by voting turnout rates of 18 to 29-year-olds. I just zoomed out, so now it's going to redraw itself, and it is slowly getting itself redrawn by congressional districts. And so, like we can see Colorado here, the eastern part of Colorado has a slightly higher voter turnout rate, so that might be a way to focus effort on the eastern part of the state. There are some NSOLV campuses there, as well as some other campuses that exist, or perhaps again, like want to say go move over into um, Utah and where has a much lower voter turnout rate of 18 to 29-year-olds, but there are some campuses here in the northern central part of the state that might be sites for political activity or learning or engagement in certain kind of programmatic work. So that's another way in which we could use this in thinking about a national association trying to engage college campuses in democratic processes, building political learning on campus, a combination of kind of looking at the context of the campus as well as where campuses have signed on to the NSOLV or where campuses are located or the types of campuses is another way. And in fact, um, when we look at campuses, we can also just click on the individual dots and we'll get some basic information as in addition to the table to the campus itself. So these are just some beginning ideas of how an association, a national association or a college association group might start to think about how to use this map and the data displayed here to at least begin conversations or strategy or thinking about various program work or outreach work to college campuses who might be interested in political learning on campus or ways in which to improve political learning on campus. So thank you.